So Em is at a gig right now, and I wanted to take this time to talk to you about EQ. So I've been EQing harp pretty much every day for the past few years, and the biggest takeaway is that there is so much low-end resonance to kind of tame, especially when you want to work with effects pedals and any kind of sound processing in the harp. And my experience is mostly with electro-acoustic harps with factory installed pickups. So that's really all I can speak to. So Emily and I have been assembling her pedal board, and we've had a need for an EQ pedal to kind of deal with some of the low end. And over the years, we've tried a handful of multi-band EQ pedals, and they've all been a little noisy. They've all added a little bit of hiss at the very least. So we kind of wrote them off for a while until we found Long Life from Fairfield Circuitry. Now, this is a one-band EQ, and it can get really fun, and it can get really surgical when it comes to things like EQ. And in the context of the board that we're creating, it's the perfect solution, removing some low end that doesn't need to be there. So before we have some fun and send the harp through this, I'm going to send some pink noise through it so I can really show how it works. So pink noise is essentially just noise that spans across the whole frequency spectrum, and it's a really easy way to explain this. Low frequencies are on the left, high frequencies are on the right. So the Q knob is your resonance control, so this gets more aggressive past noon. Here's your frequency knob, which chooses the frequency. Gain is going to boost or notch the selected frequency depending on whether it's past noon or before noon. This knob is how you tilt around the center frequency. So all the way up, you're going to get a high pass filter, and you can adjust that with the frequency knob, and all the way down, you're going to get a low pass filter and also adjusted with the frequency knob. The knob all the way at the bottom is volume. So the way that we use Long Life is in combination with a few other pedals at the start of the pedal board. So first the harp goes through the 29 pedals EUNA, and EUNA is essentially kind of an input buffer, and there are some options to increase the brightness and the higher range of frequencies on the harp. So that runs into Long Life, and we use Long Life as a high pass filter and also to kind of tame some of the low end frequencies. Depending on the harp, it's going to be a little different. I feel like every size of harp resonates a little bit more at certain frequencies, and that's just kind of something that if you're a harpist, you have to pay attention to in order to remedy it. So after a Long Life in the chain comes the Empress bass compressor. We've done a lot of trials and experimenting with what sounds best, what order of these things, and how they kind of complement each other, and this was the best order that we found, and a lot of it has to do with kind of being conscious of the threshold of the compressor. And then once we take out all that low stuff, we use the color toggle on the Empress bass compressor to boost some high end also on top of what the EUNA is doing. And this is really wonderful in how it works with an effects pedal that might come after it, or a series of effects pedals that might come after it. So now I'm going to show you how this works, but instead of using the factory installed pickup on the harp, I'm going to install this $6 piezo pickup I got from Walmart, just to kind of really exaggerate and show you what these can do to a source that might not be so great. But that being said, I always do recommend getting a harp with a factory pickup installed. The results are in my experience, just way better. So So it's a really good solution to the inherent audio issues of the instrument. When you sweep across the frequency spectrum, it creates pretty much a wah effect. Long Life has an expression jack. So what you can do with this expression jack is use an expression pedal to treat it as a traditional wah pedal, or you can use the expression ramper to turn it into an auto wah. So the last thing I'm going to show is a more extreme high-pass filter technique in combination with a vibrato pedal. And this kind of makes things sound a little bit more lo-fi, and it's an EQ technique that I love to use. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, I'll be in the comments section, or you can find me on the live streams on this channel.